All right, welcome back, Sooner fans, to the Softball Live. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we're going to get started here. We're going to let people join in, and then we'll get rolling. But, man, first battle series is complete, and got to see some Sooners in action. Just a great night for softball, and got to see some of those freshmen, Braden.
Yeah.
Freshman class, man, that freshman class looking real good.
Loaded.
They are loaded, and Patty talked real high of them after the game as well. Love for you guys as we get started here. Put your questions in the comment section. Any questions you may have or any comments you may have, drop it in the chat there, and we'll answer them, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. But this is a softball only tonight. We're going to keep it with softball related and discuss kind of last night's game at the Battle Series, and just kind of what you're looking forward to as we move forward. I did see today Carly Keeney looks like out about 3 months with that finger issue, so could be back at the beginning of the season, but also, that's just may take her time to get back. So we'll see. Luckily, they have depth there. You know what really stood out to me, guys, on the post-game presser with Patty, was talking about, she mentioned the fact, they asked about the pitching, and she mentioned the fact that she kind of sees it going to more like baseball with a middle reliever and a closer. That was very interesting to me. Do you think she's going to use it that way this year?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
do?
Yeah.
She was super impressed, talked highly of the pitching. And, there were some bombs hit last night and some big hits. I just think that the hitting on this team is unbelievable. So you're not going to shut down this lineup. But, last night, obviously Peyton Monticelli was MVP number 2. I think she's second right now in the total points. I don't know if you guys have seen those total points, but, yeah, she's second place right now. Jada Coleman, of course, last night did the Jada Coleman thing there with the game-winning double. So, but really, if you listen to the post-game presser, I thought it was cool. It was Patty in there with Kinsey Hansen, Kelly Maxwell, and Tiare Jennings. And Gasso talked a whole lot about the freshmen. And she said that, she had dinner the night before the Battle Series. Did you guys hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah, had dinner with them the night before the Battle Series and basically said, guys, girls, you're the ones that's leading this kind of voyage into the SEC. And she said they really took that to heart. And I tell you what, these 4 freshmen are going to be elite.
Oh, they're insane. And
Yeah.
the thing is, she talked about how nervous they were, and they were nervous, and they were still hitting bombs. I mean, Maya Bland made a diving catch and hit a bomb. And hey, Maya Bland's homer was a legit bomb. She got hold of that one.
Well, that's the other thing. For you to be nervous, I mean, I get it. You're playing against the best of the best, but just with the environment, what does that say about Marita Hines Field? How many fans were there? Just the fact that they're already creating nerves this early on, I think is pretty special.
Hey, who do you think, Braden and Jeremy, who do you think of this freshman class is going to get the most playing time this year? If you had to pick now.
I'll let Braden go first. I know who I'm going to say.
And viewers, drop it in the comments here. Who do you think of the incoming freshman, who's going to get the most playing time in your opinion this year?
I think it's going to be a Maya Bland.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm going.
Where
going with
at?
Ella
What position?
Parker, but
I would put her at first base.
Maya?
Or is
what
she
are you going to do with Sydney Sanders?
Or is she in the outfield?
I would see Maya Bland in the outfield, maybe right field.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I think Ella Parker.
I'm going to go Ella Parker. I think Ella Parker is the one of the 4 that's going to be probably getting the most playing time.
And then
Pickering went yard. Pickering went yard. There was, some key people didn't play last night. Sydney Sanders did not play. Quincy Lilio didn't play. They hope to have her back next week.
Carly
and
Keeney.
of course, Keeney's out. Interesting thing. So Jennings got some run at shortstop. I don't know if you heard her in the post game talked about playing shortstop, how she's grown up. I mean, she played it so much of her life. She learned under Grace Lyons, but she also said the middle of the infield is just so good. It really, there's so many options. She mentioned Burrito and Hodge as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hodge did pretty well last night. I mean, I think I saw somebody commented the other night on a video about how they think it'll be Hodge because they don't think moving Brito and Jennings you're moving positions where if you just plug that shortstop role, you're just basically filling the one role. So I don't know. I'm still kind of torn on where they're going to go there. How about Torres made a great play at third, man? Torres can play that hot corner really well.
Torres can play several different positions, and actually, that's kind of a descriptive of and characteristic of all these athletes. Patty Gasso recruits players. They can play multiple spots. They're not kind of stuck into one. So next week, guys, you have North Central Texas College on Monday, and then the Battle Series number 2 on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd y'all think of Maxwell last night?
She pitched pretty good, except giving that bomb.
It was hard to see. It was weird, dude, seeing her in crimson and cream. I promise you.
It kind of was.
Did you hear in the post game? They asked her about what's been different about it. She actually said, and this is, I don't know if it was a shot on OSU, but she said just the competitiveness. Like, what does that say about OSU? Maybe they weren't very competitive. That's what.
Well, no one is as competitive during the fall ball like this. I mean, this is a whole nother animal there at OU. And then you had Nicole May. She allowed a bomb as well. But, I think she allowed a 2-run bomb there. But Nicole May, she's going to be one of the strong one for the team this year at pitcher. I think you look at her and Maxwell as kind of the top two. I don't know. So the other one that allowed a home run last night was Deal. Guerin pitched pretty well, guys.
Yeah, she did.
S.J. Guerin pitched well, yeah.
And Monticelli, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
and viewers, love your comments here, if you will, on this question. Patty talked about a middle reliever and closer, how they do it in baseball. Maybe the sport going to be going to that. If that's the case, who do you see as the middle and closer of this team?
KD.
As the closer?
Mm-hmm.
You see Deal as a closer, okay?
Yeah.
What about you?
I could get on board. I could get on board with Deal as the closer as well. Middle relief. I mean, I don't know. This whole scenario is kind of weird. I'm just thinking about that because you don't ever see this in softball. So to see how that would even look would be interesting. Maybe it's something to go with May and Maxwell as 2 big-time starters, alternating those 2, and Monticelli, maybe even those 3. Then you got Guerin, Keeney, and Deal kind of running out in the relief. I don't know, but Deal does seem like a closer to me. But yeah, well, I'd be interested what the viewers think on that and what Patty Gasso said about utilizing relievers and talking about middle relief and stuff, because that is totally different on the softball world and realm of things. Hannah Core did get some action on the hot corner last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be pretty special.
Yeah, she's fast. She's really fast.
Oh, yeah.
What about Lilio didn't play. She'll be back, I think, next time. I don't think it's a big injury or anything. But you look at that outfield, and last year they kind of rotated in the right field, right? They played different people out there. So you have Jada in center, you have Riley Boone in left. Y'all's opinion here. What do you think right field's going to look like this year for the Sooners? Rotational?
I do.
Yeah.
You
Give me
got
3 names.
Maya Bland, Parker,
Pickering.
Yeah.
They may rotate 3 freshmen in there.
Torres. You
Well, it
got to play
depends. It depends
Torres
on
somewhere.
short. Torres will be extra hitter, or she could play out there and you could DH one of the freshmen. But Torres may be on third if Burrito moves to short. So Torres would be the third baseman.
Yeah. And Pickering could be the designated hitter or player.
Yeah,
they got multiple.
She's got some options at DH.
Oh, 100%.
Ludlam, did Ludlam play last night, guys?
Yeah, she did. She did.
You think OU brings out some new jerseys this year, guys?
Oh, yeah. Hope so.
There is a great article. If you haven't read it, check it out on SI. I think John Hoover might have wrote it about how in all the girls were when they saw the amenities and the Love's Field. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that or looked at that article. Check it out if you haven't. We may drop it in the links.
I cut out for a second. I didn't hear that.
I was talking about the article SI put out about Love's Field and how they all got a tour and kind of their initial reaction. Some of them just even in tears of how awesome it's going to be.
Well, and Patty talked about it on the post game about how awesome the field is and the capacity, but she said a lot of what you don't see, what the players have seen, is kind of what's underneath the stadium and all the amenities. And they're just, I mean, it's unreal, guys. It's next level, man. Next level there in Norman.
You could sense Patty talking in the post game. She opened it up with, it just doesn't feel like it's been an off season already. We're already back for more, but she was excited. And you could really hear it in her voice. She is really excited about kind of the transitional phase of these seniors, leaders, giving it over, handing over the torch, if you will, to these young freshmen, these four. We're going to have to get a nickname for these freshmen. Fantastic Four. That's been overdone, but we need something for these freshmen because they are going to be elite, and they're already elite, and they're going to be difference makers this year, not just next year.
Yeah, they're going to make a difference this year, 100%. I mean, just depends on how much and how much playing time they get. But shoot, first game last night, and you have two of them go yard.
Yeah,
against elite pitchers.
Pickering and Maya Bland went yard in their first battle series. I mean, that's wild.
Yeah.
Well, competition, when you're trying to get a spot on a squad like this, you have to do something extraordinary early on, and they all know that.
Well,
and not only do they not know it, it's probably been told to them several times, even by the staff, that make a difference right now.
Well, Patty did say they're writing all the stats down. They're keeping track because there's roles to fill and there's positions to be had, and so they're basically showing the players, look, you're doing this. Chance of you going to be playing, right? I mean, say you go through the battle series, Pickering or Bland, and they have 3 or 4 or 5 bombs. I mean, how are you keeping that off the field, right?
Yeah, I thought when she talked about the data points, you know how many hours they probably spend analyzing the data from just even these games. Imagine what they do during the season. How many times they're, marking things, writing things down, noting them. I think that's just another area avenue that you don't get to see about the staff, that they are putting in a lot of hours in outside of just game day and game prep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so 2 games next week. Or two nights. So that's going to be nice. Monday and Wednesday. A little more softball for us to get kind of watching. That'll be good. Hey, I do have to say something. The broadcast last night, guys.
Wow.
I struggled.
Yeah.
I missed old Chris Plank there, guys.
I mean, I like ESPN Plus. I'm thankful for it, where people who can't go to the games can actually watch them, but that was borderline torture if you had the sound turned up on that. Brutal.
Yeah, I would have rather been there in person for sure. Hey, y'all that are on here, how many of you went last night? Anybody go to the battle series last night? If you did, drop it in the comments. Tell us what you thought if you were there live and in person.
I mean,
So-
I didn't see if it sold out, but it definitely looked like it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like
I
a
never
good crowd.
I never saw official attendance numbers on that, but
Quite breezy as well.
quite breezy. So yeah, before we get off here though, let's just give your main takeaway, Braden, from the first battle series this year.
Guys, the freshmen. My topic is the freshmen.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you, Braden. That's probably would be my top thing coming out of last night with the defensive plays, the home runs. I mean, guys, they're on another level for freshmen. I mean, they are going to be really good. And I mean, remember the names, these four, because in the next few years, when that super class leaves as seniors, some of these are going to be carrying that torch, guys.
What about you, Jay? What's your key takeaway?
Well, Braden stole mine, but I'm gonna take away that I was quite impressed with Monticelli, and I didn't watch any of her previously coming to OU, so I think just with the depth they have at pitching, I think it'll be interesting to see what Patty does here with the six. You know, I know Keeney's injured right now, but they got some arms. They do. They definitely have some arms from both sides, which is great, lefties and righties. So, and I encourage all OU fans as they watch these battle series, don't get discouraged if one of these pitchers allows a home run or two. These batters are elite. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of batter. The ones they're facing are better than what they're facing right now.
Plus, they know the staff so well.
Yeah.
You know, I just think takeaway is that the options that Coach Gasso has this year in a lot of different areas, options at shortstop, options out in right field of who's going to be out there, options at the designated hitter spot, and options in the staff. So a lot of decisions that's got to be ironed out. We know that the staff is putting in a lot of work, looking at data, analytics, and we know Coach Gasso is going to make the right decisions. But leading up to that, it's fun. It's fun to see them all play different positions, trying to compete for maybe one or two spots. It's really all that's out there, and see how Coach Gasso is going to go with that. So, yeah, it's also the scoring system. So, yeah, 50 points for the ladies on the winning team. You had 40 points to those who win an inning. And then you have like 60 points for the lead MVP, 40 for the second place MVP, and 20 for the third place MVP. That leaves us with Jada Coleman out up top, with Peyton Monticelli second. I think Pickering was 3 if you look at the scoring. So something to keep an eye on. I think it's cool that the competition with the point system, that's just going to breed more competition and everything. So that's another cool thing. Like we said, guys, Monday, October 16th, you have OU versus North Central Texas College. And then Wednesday, Battle Series number 2. Listen, we're going to continue to do lives for softball. We'll make sure we post about it, let you know when it is. But if you don't catch it live, you can always go watch this later and comment. We'll still answer those comments as they roll in. So appreciate you guys all being on here and joining us. Till next time, boys. Boomer.
Boom.